Local news about local people. This is Newslink Indiana.
Hello and thanks for joining us on newslinkindiana.com for Friday, January 6th, 2006. I'm Sean O'Kee. First, a follow-up on a fire that killed a Muncie man and woman early Thursday morning. The incident remains under investigation, but investigators say it does not appear to have been intentionally set. Brian Reedy and his common-law wife Cheryl Taylor Reedy, both 47, were found inside their home near the doors by firefighters. Investigators say the fire started between the living and dining rooms. A passing MITS bus driver saw the flames and called 911. Smoke inhalation has been listed as the preliminary cause of death for both. A business on Muncie's south side has closed its doors after a police raid Thursday night. Newslink Indiana's Jennifer Fike now on what police found and what it means for a local competitor.
A raid Thursday night at a Muncie strip club netted a big haul for police.
5 baggies of cocaine, 4 baggies of marijuana, 4 or 5 crack pipes littered about the place.
And in the past week, there's also been 3 robberies at the Red Slipper, a stabbing and an assault. Deputy Prosecutor Mark McKinney says that appears to be the norm for the club.
We went back and looked at the number of calls to that address. The Muncie police had been dispatched to. 2004, I believe it was 168 calls. In 2005, the number was 122, but it was shut down for 6 weeks. 5 days into 2006, we'd already been called out there 5 separate occasions.
The surrounding community, as well as local business owners, are very happy that the raid recently occurred here at the Red Slipper. Don't be fooled by the sign that says open, because the doors are definitely closed.
That club has been a bad element for 10 years since it opened.
We shut them down, and hopefully shut them down for good.
And while Joker's Wild owner James Hardy is happy about that, he fears the Red Slipper clients will end up at his club.
It needed to go. It's just I hate that I'm going to get their clientele.
In Muncie, Jennifer Fike, Newslink, Indiana.
9 people were arrested in the raid. Charges are pending. It's just one stretch of pavement, but the Cardinal Greenway is making its way throughout Indiana. Workers are moving along on construction from County Road 532 East in Delaware County all the way to Losantville. Crews from BD Construction started in November laying asphalt until it got too cold. Their work now is focused on a bridge near Blountsville.
From this point on, we have to put wood decking on there so it's easy to walk on. We have concrete aprons on both ends that have to be poured, and then asphalt on either side of that.
This new section of the Cardinal Greenway is set to open in May. Ball State University President Joanne Gora is in Washington, D.C. this week for a summit on international education. Gora joins college leaders from around the country, including the presidents of Purdue and Indiana universities, to discuss preparing college students for exposure to a global economy and encouraging study abroad programs. And Joe Thomas is here with us now for a quick look at our forecast. And Joe, it seems like winter has returned after a small reprieve from some of these cold temperatures.
Right, we had warmer temperatures throughout break, but now temperatures are starting to dip back down. We're getting back to normal as the winter season should be. And what can we see this weekend? Temperatures are definitely going to fall down to back where they should be for this time of year. Our weekend outlook is looking decent. We actually have some sun in the forecast, which is a change from what we are used to. Ball State University will start classes on Monday, and we're looking at a decent day right now. I'll show you about that later on in the 5-day forecast. Taking a look at lows tonight in the area, fairly decent, very average for this time of year. We're looking at a low of 26 in Muncie, 27 in Indianapolis, 28 in Lafayette throughout the overnight tonight. And that's all because of this warm front that's actually going to pass over the north of us, keeping the colder air south of it and in throughout central Indiana. There's a trough below that too, and as what the system that we're watching is out to our west is a low pressure system that will move in late on Sunday, and it will start affecting our area Monday night, which will bring about that forecast that I'll tell you about in just a second. Taking a look at our surface map here as we zoom out, you can see the jet stream dipping way down into the south, keeping those colder temperatures up to the north and in our area, whereas the warmer temperatures behind it. As it moves, it will come closer to our area throughout this weekend, putting temperatures up a little bit warmer, but still not improving all that much in our area. Highs tomorrow, Muncie at 38, Indianapolis at 41, Lafayette at 41, South Bend at 36, so we are going to be above freezing tomorrow, so temperatures will be fairly decent. Today, tomorrow, actually the sun will be shining at 34 degrees. Tonight we're expecting mostly cloudy conditions, just a few flurries, a low of 26 degrees, winds out of the west-southwest from 8 to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow, the temperatures are going to be the issue, and the wind at a wind chill of 19 when we wake up. It'll actually be 31, but it'll feel like it's 19 degrees outside. We're expecting a high of 36 as the day goes on by noon, and it will only feel like it's 26 because the wind will be blowing so hard. Look at our 5-day forecast. There's lots of sun in our area throughout this weekend. Temperatures will be decent in the lower 40s to upper 30s. We're not expecting any precipitation until Monday night and into the day on Tuesday, and then again on Wednesdays. So, fairly decent forecast, finally some sun, a break from all these clouds and colder conditions.
Definitely sounds like we've got some good weather to look forward to.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Joe. And the issue of a foul odor is in the air again in Newcastle. Newslink Indiana's Rachel Zibb has more on the continuing stink.
For years, Newcastle has dealt with a smelly issue.
There has been, and still to some extent, an odor that has been noticed in the community.
The smell has even led resident Eddie Hager to battle the city for the last 3 years. Last year, IDEM conducted a test on the air quality in 2 locations, but that didn't satisfy Hager.
That was a chemical compound testing kit. We're not talking about chemical, we're talking about a bacteria.
But Doug Mathis of the Henry County Health Department says there isn't much else that can be done and says IDEM has done everything it can.
Although some local residents seem to think that this factory is the place of the odor, environmental agencies still aren't positive if this is the actual source.
Why is it in my clothes? Why does it get sucked into my car? Why does it get sucked into the people's air conditioning? Why can't you go out and enjoy your patio, mow your yard, talk to your neighbors without having this rancid, stinky, moldy smell in your neighborhood?
Question Hager promises he'll continue to ask until he gets answers. Mayor Thomas Knipp says the county doesn't have the money for another round of tests.
To say it's a non-issue is not fair. To say that it is a catastrophic issue is not fair. It lies somewhere in between all of those things.
In Newcastle, Rachel Zibb, Newslink, Indiana.
Officials at Meadowdine were unavailable for comment. As of this week, Winchester residents with dogs and cats owe the city money. Newslink Indiana's Tiffany Schreier explains why.
$2 to $10. That's how much extra it will now cost to own a cat or dog in Winchester. The new law that requires the registration fee went into effect with the start of the new year. The money will fund the new citywide animal shelter and adoption center.
Just from the pet registrations, each year, I mean, it's of course it's the hopes that that'll be sufficient to buy the needed equipment.
Winchester Animal Control Officer Melanie Robinson says the new shelter is safer and has more resources than the old facility.
And we only had 4 pens outside, a little like garden barn, you know, that you put out the back of your property.
It's not just Winchester taking steps to protect their animals. Organizations statewide have taken steps just this year to protect animals like Mrs. Garfield and help them be adopted into safe homes.
With all of the other organizations that will help us by people getting the word out, and they'll want to adopt.
The new fee will provide at least $5,000 annually to keep the shelter running. In Winchester, Tiffany Schreier, Newslink, Indiana.
The registration fee must be paid for any dog or cat over the age of 6 months, regardless of adoption or purchase location. And that is Newslink Indiana. Be sure to join us 24 hours a day for more local news about local people right here on our website, newslinkindiana.com.